Baby Grown is so excited. Hi everyone. Hello. Greetings, salutations. How are my munchkins, crones, and chickens out there? And sunflowers. But let's get into the tea. Because Baby Crone just heard something very interesting today on the radio. Apparently, there were 911 outages in 4 states. You cannot call emergency services. So, God forbid, for like 3 hours, as they said, an overnight experience, you needed 911. Now, my problem with this is because 911 is what you use in case of an emergency, if you need to get in contact with authorities, and that's a dangerous problem to not have that kind of access. It's almost like not having access to a hospital, or I don't know, not having access to your bank account. So I'm just looking at it a little side eye. Like, how does an emergency service that big go down? Has 911 ever gone down before? Like, is this is new to me. I've never heard that in the 25 years that I've been living. So somebody out there who's wiser and older, tell me, has 911 ever gone out before? But that makes Baby Crone think up here. And what does Baby Crone think? It has something to do with a Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde, this is not a joke. Literally on April 1st, Mercury went retrograde. And retrograde represents the energies acting backwards. So whatever Mercury normally does, it does the complete opposite because we live in a world of duality. So either it's going to be one extreme or one polar opposite extreme. So I have some note cards here today as well as astrology cards. Mama Crone is not here today. She is currently at a doctor's appointment, so Baby Crone got excited to talk about this. So first, this Mercury retrograde, as this card that I have right here represents. Mercury represents how we communicate, how we travel, as well as how we think and process. It's all about the mentality, especially if you guys watch our tarot readings. Mercury comes up a lot in the tarot cards, which I forgot to bring the Letterman, so that way I could show you guys a ship and a bridge, which literally has to deal with ways of traveling and communicating as well as transporting goods. So with Mercury, with Mercury retrogrades, things are going to act backwards and go awry, basically. And we've seen that happen even way before the eclipse. Oh, okay. So, like, we totally saw that happen, like, way before the eclipse. Okay. But yeah, like, seriously, that's really weird. But with Mercury, that I find very important about this retrograde is not only the ways we travel are going to have problems, but also the way we communicate with each other, which fits completely into having 911 down for a few hours. We cannot communicate with authorities. But wait, they said you could text. Which, tell me, how can you send a text message but not send a call? They both work on cellular data, which, unless calling's routed to Wi-Fi these days, make sense. Next that I would like to talk about is something that I find very interesting, is that the fact that Mercury is going retrograde in the sign of Aries. And Aries is a very combative, very strong, and also forging its own path. So, like, Mercury is just kind of like doing whatever it wants right now. It's like on a rampage. Bridges collapsing, vital things to our life, which has to deal with Aries because Aries represents the start of spring, and that's literally things blooming into life. So the way we communicate about our physical well-being is being tampered with, but that's just a Mercury retrograde. But what's something very important about that in particular is the fact that, and according to the United States birth chart, yes, I went back there because we are having a Chiron return this year as well as a Pluto return, which is in Aquarius, which I'm going to get into a little bit later because Aquarius is also very important in American's birth chart. But importantly, Aries is in the sun, is in the fourth house for America's birth chart. And the fourth house represents home, represents foundation, represents structure. And what do we have? What do we have problems with this few months of this Mercury, well, this few weeks of Mercury retrograde? Bridges collapse, structures collapse, the way we communicate, the way we live is changing right before us, which is very fitting because that is a good transition into Aquarius. It's the age of Aquarius. It's a new age. And what does age of Aquarius has to do with it? Well, I'll read you what this card has to say because I like this description. It says Aquarius, this energy is freedom loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological. Remember, our Wi-Fi was down with cell phone towers. I completely forgot about that. That's even before we had 911 outages. So communications are down. The way we view society is being changed. And where is it being changed specifically in the United States birth chart? Well, the second house. And the second house has Uranus in it. If you can literally pull this up on the American United States birth chart. But Aquarius is the ruler of, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. And Uranus right now is in the second house. But Aquarius is not in the second house. Taurus is in the second house. But either way, the second house is all about how we deal with finances, how we deal with values and morals and laws, basically. What's happening this year? Oh yeah, right, an election. I almost forgot. So that's very interesting. And because this is a new age and Pluto is in Aquarius at this very moment, and Pluto was the signifier of this new age, and Pluto's all about the shaking up and changing of things, sudden drastic changes, which is almost like having, not Aries, but that wasn't Aries, but it's almost like having a Mercury retrograde, except with Pluto, it is permanent. With Mercury retrogrades, it's only temporary. It will get fixed. However, a Pluto change is here to last. So therefore, because Pluto's in Aquarius, and ironically, Uranus, which rules Aquarius, is in the second house, which is all about the house of finances and technology and morals, and basically what we find valuable in this country is going to change, as well as how we value money, maybe how we work with money. You literally see we're coming into a digital age where everybody has like an Apple wallet, or they pay through their phone. Like who has cash these days? We were almost a cashless society during the pandemic. That was just the first stage for us to experience this. And even then, when we had the pandemic, that was just the start of Pluto coming into Aquarius because it had a retrograde. So it didn't stay in there long. We got a taste of it. And now we're full blown in it. So, yeah, just look. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get like whole dramatic there. But I just see the changes in front of us, and it's going to be nerve-wracking for a little bit because I thought bridge collapses was concerning, but no, we can't call 911 for a few hours. But don't worry, it's all fixed. Okay, I guess with that, leave a comment if you guys found this interesting or have anything you would like to share, or comment, or subscribe. So I will see you guys